The first round of voting is open in France's parliamentary election. The latest polls show President Emmanuel Macron's party and its allies are expected to win in a landslide in both the first and second rounds of voting. In the first round, candidates on Macron's side are expected to get more than 30% of the vote. France's Republicans and the far-right National Front Party both trail Macron's camp. There are 577 seats up for grabs, which means 289 are required for a majority. The second round of the election is expected to take place in a week. Well, for more on Macron's priorities and potential challenges in the coming months, we spoke to our correspondent, Kate Parkinson, in Paris.
Well, Macron needs this majority in the parliament, a strong majority, in order to make his promises, his election pledges into reality. And he has really talked a lot about reform during his campaign for the presidential election. Certainly Labour reform is very high on his agenda, and Macron's team are currently negotiating with France's unions. France has very strong unions, and they are currently negotiating over a number of reforms which Macron says are essential to implement in order to drive down France's stubbornly high unemployment. We're talking about things like putting a cap on the amount of compensation that workers who've been fired can receive, and limiting the power of collective bargaining in salary negotiations. Now, Macron needs this strong majority in the parliament, and if he gets it, that means he'll be able to continue these negotiations with the unions from a position of considerable power, and certainly from his perspective that will mean that he has a better chance of driving through these quite radical economic reforms that he's been promising.